all that you should know. I've been going solo. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel, break the signs. Every time, let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want.
Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we are going to discuss a hidden gem in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, the Calumet Air Force Station. Located about 5 miles from the township of Phoenix is an abandoned United States Air Force General Surveillance Radar Station. This base stands at the highest point in the Keweenaw Peninsula, giving it exceptional visibility for its primary purpose, radar surveillance. In late 1951, the United States Air Defense Command selected the site as one of 28 radar stations built as part of the second segment of the Permanent Radar Surveillance Network. Throughout its lifetime, the base served the 665th Radar Squadron and the 665th Air Defense Group. In response to the Korean War, this site would act as an early warning barrier against incoming aircraft projectiles or other airborne entities. The base also acted as a GCI, which stands for Ground Control Intercept Station, to guide interceptor aircraft towards intruders entering American airspace. The Calumet Air Force Station operated AN-FPS-3 and AN-FPS-5 radars at this northern Michigan site in early 1953 to fill these two roles. AN-FPS stands for Army Navy Fixed Radar Search and was developed by General Electric. Although the radar arrays are not present at the site today, the foundations and inner workings of the radar fixtures are still present, as can be seen in the drone footage. According to Wikipedia, in 1956, an AN-FPS-6 radar array replaced the AN-FPS-5 height finder radar. By 1961, this radar was upgraded and redesignated as an AN-FPS-64. The base saw the implementation of many other radar systems given the rapid advancement in aerospace and defense technology during the era. These equipment upgrades were meant to provide improvements in efficiency and accuracy of the information gathered by the radars. In 1960, the Calumet Air Force Base joined the Semi-Automatic Ground Environment SAGE system, feeding data to DC-14 at K.I. Sawyer Air Force Base. The radar squadron provided information 24/7 to the SAGE Direction Center, where it was analyzed to determine the range, direction, altitude, speed, and whether or not the aircraft were friendly or hostile. The property finally saw its decommissioning when it was closed in 1988 by the Air Force and then turned over to the FAA, with a portion being used by the Keweenaw Academy Reform School. The base, however, largely sat abandoned for roughly 30 years, drawing explorers and vandals alike to the unique location buried deep within the upper Michigan wilderness. Can't really blame them. It's a straight-up abandoned military facility in the forest. It's kind of every kid's dream. I mean, who wouldn't want to go explore something like that? So, the base would not remain neglected forever, however, as in August 2021, a group of Michigan Technological University alumni purchased the facility. These alumni created the Open Skies Project LLC, whose goal is to restore the property and make it a site that is accessible to the entire public. We were privileged to embark on a free tour with the Open Skies in 2022. The base features many amazing relics and buildings still intact to this day. Among them are a bowling alley, baseball diamond, and original houses for the employees and their families. The base today is not only the monoliths that supported the radar fixtures, but the town and extracurricular buildings surrounding it. The original communication system arrays also still stand to this day. These arrays were used to communicate with the aircraft that would be sent from K.I. Sawyer to intercept intruders encroaching upon American airspace. The base features a top-secret briefing room and a bunker that, for me, was the coolest part of the tour. It is so cool to see this piece of history preserved. The owners of Open Skies are so friendly and generous, even letting us capture the drone footage you see in this video. I highly recommend booking a tour with them, as they will give you an amazing, in-depth appreciation for the history of the base. Now, we're going to take a little bit of time to talk about one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the Great Lakes area, and this does actually involve the Calumet Air Force Base. So, back in the 1940s, 1950s, the United States Air Force employed a plane known as the F-89 Scorpion, which was a military jet designed to intercept and pursue. So, they had this interplay between the K.I. Sawyer Air Force Base and the Calumet Air Force Station, where if the Air Force Station received a blip on their radar, they would notify K.I. Sawyer to scramble aircraft to intercept whatever blip they encountered on their radar. And a particular incident happened on November 23rd, 1953. On this particular day, an Air Force radar controlled the Calumet Air Force Station was alerted to an unusual target flying in restricted airspace over Lake Superior. The base, naturally, in response, scrambled an F-89C Scorpion jet from Kinross Base to check out this UFO. It was piloted by First Lieutenant Felix Moncla Jr., who was a U.S. Air Force pilot on temporary assignment at Kinross. He was an experienced hand with over 1,000 hours of flight time under his belt. Radar controllers watched carefully as the F-89 closed in on this UFO. But, however, they were stunned by what they saw next. The two blips converged, came together, merged on the screen over the Canadian side of the lake, and then the plane's identification signal disappeared, along with the UFO. Control therefore knew that the crafts hadn't collided and assumed they'd crashed into the lake, hopefully bailing out before they did. A search and rescue mission was launched immediately for the F-89 and its two-man crew, pilot Felix Moncla Jr., and radar operator Robert Wilson. But after an extremely thorough search of the area, the men were never found. To this day, no plane parts or crew has ever been discovered. It was as though they'd been removed from existence. So, kind of an interesting story from the Upper Peninsula area. There's a lot of different stories surrounding ghosts, disappearances, legends that persist up there, and it's kind of cool to speculate as to what happened. So thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.